Okay, the second subject is about basic programming of CNC turning. Turning is very simple because there are only two axes when using the programming. So you can do the programming by manually. Actually, as we know that the CNC machine have MCU, mechanical control unit, and I also already mentioned before. So this is the same between the turning machine and milling machine. The code that used in the CNC, both lathe and milling, by using the code of G and M. This is the standard of ISO, or International Standard Organization. And there are several control systems in the CNC, for example, EMCO, FANUC, Siemens, and etc. All of the control using G and M code as well. And then the first about the code of G. We can write by the following format: N, G00, X, and Z. N is a number of block, and G00 is a movement without any fitting. So the G0 means this is the rapid movement without any fitting. The X is a diameter, and Z is the coordinate of linear movement. And then the 01, G01, you can write in the format of N, G01, X, Z, and F. This is for machining, linear machining with the fitting. So we can put N as a number of block or number of programming, and G01 is the movement fitting. So you can see here, there is F here. This is the fitting in millimeter per minute. And the X is the final diameter, and Z is linear movement. For example, this is the exercise of turning. You can see the figure here. This is the simple movement of tools from the diameter of 22 millimeters. At first, you can do the machining for the second diameter with the 14 millimeters and the third diameter of 12 millimeters. And the Z you see for the diameter of 18 millimeters, the Z is 25. And then for the diameter of 14, the Z is 23. And the last for the diameter 12 with the 13, the length. So you can put the Z from this figure. And then the code of G84. This is the cycle movement with the linear movement. You can use this one because this will make it simple programming. If you do the G01, you can write in many lines. For example, 01 in 5 times. So by using G04, G84, you can only write in one line programming. with the format. N is a number of block or number of line, and then G84, this is the cycle linear fitting, and the X is a diameter, the final diameter, and Z is the distance of linear, and F is fitting in millimeter per minute, and H, this is the depth of cut. The depth of cut. For example, you can put 0.01 millimeter or 0.1 millimeter, depend on the total of the plus diameter. And then this is the second exercise for this one. This is from the original diameter is 22 millimeter, and the second diameter is 16 millimeters, and the last is 6 millimeters of diameter. With the distance of the length 20, 19, and 9 millimeters. And then the code G02, 02 and 03 is same. This is for a circular movement or to create a fillet in the turning process with the format N and then G02 or 03, and then X, Z, and F, and then continue to the next line N and M99, and then I and K. N is same, this is the number block, and then the G02 or 03 is for the circular movement. There are two types. 02 is for clockwise movement, and 03 is counterclockwise movement. And then Z is a distance of linear, and F is a fitting in millimeter per minute. And M99, this is the code for I and K parameters. For example, I is the distance of start point to the center of radius. This is perpendicular with the x-axis. And then for K is a distance to the z-axis from the start point. For example, this is the circular movement. You can see here R15 with the center of circular on here. You can see in the figure. So how to write the programming? For example, the starting point is in here. This is starting point, and the end point in here, and this center of circle is here with the radius 15. Then we can write number of block, and then G02 and X is a diameter. This is the diameter 20. 20 is the last on the final diameter. You see from here, this is the diameter is 20, and then the Z is the distance from starting point to the Z direction. You see from the figure, this is 9 millimeters. The minus mean the movement is to the left because the 0 point position is in the face of the part in here. And then the fitting is 35 in millimeter per minute. And then continue to the next line by using M99 code. You see the I is 15. 15 means from, this is the distance from start point to the center point on the vertical axis. And then for the horizontal is K, this is 0, because the circle point here, the center of the circle is coincide with the start point. So this is 0. So the code of 02 G02 is combined with M99. Also for this one, the programming of the circle here, you see C is a center of the circle, and then the S is a starting point, and E here is end point on the first, and the D is the last point on the end point on the second. And then how to make a programming in here. You see here we can use G02 with the X is 18. You see the diameter here is 18. This is the movement from S to E with the Z is minus 10 here. This is the half of 20. So this is the minus 10. And then M99 for the I is a distance from start point to the center point. Yeah, to the center point, but in vertical line. So from S here to the C. So here from 26 here minus 2 millimeters, because we have the diameter of 18. So from 22 minus 18 is 4 divided by 2. So we find 2 millimeters here. Therefore, the radius 26 is minus 2. We get 24 in diameter. And then K is the distance in horizontal from the starting point to the E with the horizontal direction. So we get 10 here. Is from 20 divided by 2. So we get 10 millimeters. So this is the machining from S to E. And then for this is the complete programming for this figure with the radius of 10 and the distance 9.8 here. This is the use of G84 and also the G02 here. You can see G00, G01, G02. Okay, for the G02, you can see the number of 15, with the X is 20 20 mean the final diameter here, 20, and here. With the distance is minus 9.8 in here in horizontal. And then M99, the I is 11 with the distance of vertical line. You can see this is the 22 divided by 2, you get 11. And then the K is 0 because the starting point is coincide with the center point of the circle. Okay, the G03 is same with the 02. So you can see the explanation before. And then this is the explanation or exercise for G03. I think this same. You see the X is a final diameter and the Z is a distance in horizontal. And M99 for the I is a distance vertical from start point to the point of center. And the K is for the horizontal distance from starting point to the center. Okay, that's all the presentation about the basic programming of CNC turning.